Hari Om to all Atmajyotis. Atmajyoti Vishwa Gurukulam welcomes you all to another year of Gita Jayanti celebrations. With the blessings and guidance of our Sadguru, Sri Narasimha Prabhuji, the Light of the Self Foundation, proudly presents our offering of this Gita Jnana. The Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Vedas. The Gita says that we should build our spiritual journey, and heaven or hell is created by our actions. We reap what we sow. The Buddha taught, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts and it is made up of our thoughts. Thus, what we think is what we become. It is therefore important to cultivate the right kind of thought and actions. In chapter 13 of the Bhagavad Gita, Kshetragna Vibhaga Yoga, Bhagavan gives the virtues to be cultivated within a seeker to purify the kshetra and illuminate it with knowledge. This knowledge helps us realize our own divine and eternal nature. Let us chant these shlokas now. Amanitvam madabhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham sthairyamatma vinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara eva cha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Asaktirana vishwangaha utradara grihadishu nityaicha samachittatvam ishtanishtopapatishu mai chananya yogena bhaktiravyabicharini viviktadesha sevitvam aratirjana samsadi adhyatmanyana nityatvam tatvajnanarthadarshanam etajnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadatonyatha. Let us now see the qualities described in these shlokas. Humility, freedom from hypocrisy, non-violence, forgiveness, simplicity, service of Guru, cleanliness of body and mind, steadfastness, self-control, dispassion towards the objects of senses, absence of egotism, aware of the evils of birth, disease, old age and death, non-attachment, absence of clinging to spouse, children, home, etc., even-mindedness amidst desired and undesired events in life, constant and exclusive devotion towards God, inclination for solitary places, aversion towards mundane society, constancy in spiritual knowledge, philosophical pursuit of the absolute truth. Let us dwell deeply into these virtues and understand them through the presentation of the Gita Study Circle. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Srikrishna Arpanamastu.
My Hari Om. I am Aditya Ayub. Have you heard of the word Shaucham? It is one of the qualities that a seeker needs to progress in the spiritual path. Shaucham means to be clean, spotless, pure. Clean and pure in what? In the body? Yes, definitely. We have to be clean at the physical level, for which we follow some rituals daily like brushing, bathing, etc. But beyond the physical body, and even more important, is the cleanliness and purity of the mind or thoughts. The ancient Hindu Shastras prescribe 5 forms of purity in mind, action, character, speech, and physical. It can be achieved with good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. By practicing purity of mind and soul, we gradually move towards divinity. But how can we do this? We must remember always that we are part and parcel of God. So, we have all the good qualities of God. That is just our nature. Just like the drop of the ocean water, it has got all the qualities of the ocean. There is no doubt about it. Therefore, even if we take a little drop of the ocean water, because the ocean water is salty, we taste the salty water. The salt is there also, but in minute quantity. The ocean has got millions and trillions of tons of salt. And here in the drop of water, there is a grain of salt. But the salt is there. Another example, just like a little portion of gold. So that is also gold. It is not iron. So naturally, we have all the good qualities of God. Now, due to the material contamination and conditioning, the godly qualities are now covered. The godly qualities are there, but it is covered. To understand it better, let us hear a story on few things that are not a sign of a pure mind, like anger, greed, and jealousy from some of our iLeaders.
Hello everyone, let us go through a small story where Buddha taught to his disciple on making decisions in anger. Anger clear as water. One day Buddha was meditating under a tree. One of his disciples was also with him. He needed Buddha's advice on something. Buddha finished his meditation and asked the disciple what he wanted. The disciple said, "I am very angry today. My brother is refusing to take care of our old mother. I have the sole responsibility for this. I mean to have a word with him, but I am not sure what to tell him. I am seeking your advice on this." Buddha, instead of responding to this question, said, "Can you please fetch me a bowl of water from the pond nearby?" The disciple was bit confused. But since Buddha had requested something, he immediately took the bowl and went to the pond to fetch the water. He saw that some animals had walked across the pond and the water was muddy. He returned to Buddha and said the water was not in a drinkable state. The Buddha said, "Let us meditate." After some time, the Buddha asked the disciple to get water. This time the water was clear, and the disciple could get the water for Buddha. Buddha drank the water and said, "Your mind is like the pond. When you have angry thoughts, the mind becomes useless, just like the muddy water. But give the mind some time and let the anger calm down. Your mind will give you the answers." The disciple agreed because he had spent a lot of time near Buddha in meditation and in fetching water. His anger had calmed down and he realized that he had never spoken to his brother about taking care of their mother. He was sure if he spoke to his brother, he would agree. He then sorted his issues with his brother with a calm mind. Hello everyone, my name is Srikrishna, 9 years old. Today I am going to share Shloka and a story about controlling anger. Krodha Pravati Samoha Samoha Vikramaha Vramsad Buddhinasho Buddhinashat Pranisha. The angry Ajay. Once upon a time there was a boy named Ajay. He always had people saying mean words. One day his father called him to teach him a lesson. His father said, when you get angry, you go to the backyard fence and hammer one nail at a time. At the next day, Ajay hammered 30 nails because he was angry all the time. The next 2 days came a point where he hammered all the fence. He rushed to little Ajay rushed to his father and said about it. His father said, whenever you know you can control your anger, remove a nail one at a time. As the few days passed, he removed all the nails. He rushed to his father to tell about it. His father took him to the backyard. He said, the fence is not the same before. When you say mean words to someone, the snares remain on the heart, on the mind, and forever. The moral of the story: Ajay realized that he has a lot of people saying mean words. The moral of the story is: angry is like a net. It gets a net into a man that won't slip in, but cash will remain.
Hello everyone, I am Sanvi and today I will be telling you all about the story of Satyabhama and Krishna. So what happened? One day Narada came to visit Satyabhama and told her, even if you are more beautiful than Rukmini, I think Krishna likes her more. This made Satyabhama very jealous. So she asked Narada, what can I do to please Krishna and grab his attention? So both of them made a plan together, and then Narada said, what we will do is that you hand over Krishna to me and then I will trade him back to you if you give me the amount of gold which is equal to his weight. Satyabhama agreed, and then after she made all the arrangements ready and she bought a huge weighing scale. Krishna was sitting on one side of the weighing scale and Satyabhama placed all her gold and jewelry on the other side, but still it was not balanced properly. Krishna was still down and the gold was still up. She kept on adding jewelry, adding, but it still did not balance. So she had to ask all the other wives of Krishna for help. All the other wives were very devoted and loved Krishna, so they kept all their jewelry except their Mangal Sutra. But still Krishna did not weigh less than the gold. At last, Krishna asked Satyabhama to seek Rukmini's help. Satyabhama asked Rukmini what to do. Rukmini said, I know how to solve this problem. And then she left the city and became very hard to Lord Krishna. She offered it with love and devotion and she placed it on top of all the gold and Atmanaha. It means that if one offers to me with devotion a gift, a flower, or fruit, or even water, I will delightfully accept that item offered with love and devotion. My devotee, if he gives it with pure consciousness and fully loves me, then I will accept anything. Hari Om.
Everyone, myself is Megha Kurba, standing before you to speak some words on Atma Vinigraha, self-control. What is self-control? Self-control surpasses in merit, charity, sacrifice, and studies of Vedas. Self-control increases your energy. Self-control is highly sacred. Through self-control, you will be purified of all your sins and gifted with energy, and thereafter you will acquire the highest blessings. Self-control is keeping under control the various desires within us, which are followed by our sense organs, and we have temporary happiness. But because it is temporary, it never satisfies us, and we start to seek something else. So, focusing on what we have and being content with what we have leads to contentment. Let us see through a story. One day, a professor entered the classroom and asked his students to prepare for a class test. They waited anxiously on their desks for the test to begin. The professor handed out the question paper with the text facing down as usual. Once he handed them all out, he asked them students to turn the page and begin. To everyone's surprise, there was no question, just a black dot is in the center of the page. The professor, seeing their expressions on everyone's face, told them the following: I want you to write what you see there. The confused students started on with the inexplicable task. At the end of the class, the professor took all the answer papers and started reading each one of them aloud in front of all the students. All of them, with no expectations, described the black dot, trying to explain its position and the middle of the sheet, etc. After all had been read, the classroom was silent. The professor began to explain, I am not going to grade on this. I just wanted to give you something to think about. No one wrote about the white part of the paper. Everyone focused on the black dot. And the same happens in our lives. We have a white paper to observe and enjoy, but we always focus on the dark spot. Our lives is a gift given to us by God with love and care. We always have reasons to celebrate nature, renewing itself every day. Our friends around us, the job that provides us livelihoods, the miracles we see every day. However, we insist on focusing only on the dark spot. The health issues that bother us, the lack of money, the complicated relationship with a family member, the disappointment with friends, etc. The dark spots are very small compared to everything we have in our lives. But They are the ones that pollute our mind. Take your eyes away from the black spot in your life. Enjoy each one of your blessings, each moment that life gives you. Be happy and live a happy, positive life. Moral: as the professor explained, life is a bag of good and bad things. We all have positives and negatives along the way, but we must always concentrate greater on the positives for a healthy and happy life. Life goes on no matter what. So do not waste your time thinking about the negatives. Hariom, thank you.
Greed always leads to loss. There once was a rich man. He lived in a small village. He had a large house and lived in luxury. He also had many utensils. He had inherited some from his family, and he bought some from the traders that came in the ship. As time grew, his utensils collection grew too. Whenever people in the nearby village had a function in their house, they would rent the utensils from this man. Thus, he had a good business also. One day, a young man from the neighbor village came to rent his utensils. He returned them in 10 days. The rich man counted the utensils and found that there were 3 more utensils than he had lent. He said, "Young man, there are more utensils here than I heard. First give you." The young man replied, "Sir, the utensils give birth, and that is why there are more utensils in the pack." The old man smiled to himself and took all the utensils. After a month or so, the young man had another function in the house and came to
had last time. After a few days, the young man returned the utensils. This time there were 10 less utensils. The old man asked him for the rest. The young man replied without batting an eyelid, "Sir, come. Sir, some of the old utensils died." The old man got angry at his reply and started screaming, "How can utensils die? They are non-living." The young man responded, "If utensil could make babies, then surely they could die as well. The old man was rendered speechless. Moral of the story: one must never be greedy always leads to loss. If the old man had not taken the extra utensils the first time, he could have not lost so many utensils the next time. Thank you.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं तं सचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः.
लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. May all beings be happy, healthy and peaceful. Harihi Om Tat Sat.